Growing up, I was always small for my age. I don't think you realize that you're different from your peers till you hit a certain age. For me, that was 6th grade. 6th grade was the year that I transferred schools. It seemed like that summer, everybody had a growth spurt and went through puberty. Everybody except for me. It just felt I couldn't connect with my peers, classmates, felt like I didn't belong. Academically, I was where I was supposed to be. I had good grades. But to be honest, it just felt like everybody was always looking down on me, figuratively and literally. Physically, I was so small that I hit the magic numbers of 5 feet tall and 100 pounds when I hit 10th grade. Smallest kid in my whole school for many years. And as you can imagine, I got picked on a lot. Athletically, I had a hard time competing with other kids my age. And that feeling of not being good enough translated to all other areas of my life. I had trouble making friends. I just really had low self-confidence. And of course, my parents saw what I was going through and tried to do everything they could to help me. We went even to the doctor, had my growth plates checked out. We even talked about doing growth hormone therapy at one point. We didn't go that route, but what we did do was get me involved in a martial art program called world-class Taekwondo. And I loved Taekwondo. I loved it because I wasn't compared to other kids my age, but I was taught to be my best, taught to bring out my own individual potential. The instructors were awesome. They made me feel like I belonged in that school and I was part of something. I trained, I got my black belt when I was 15 years old, and even before that, I started teaching in classes and helping out in classes at age 14. And I did that all through high school and into college. Of course, getting ready for college, everyone starts thinking about careers and majors, and according to the high school placement tests and the counselors, because of my grades, they told me I should look into becoming an engineer or a mathematician. So in college, I took those classes, and I hated it. I was good at them, but I had no enjoyment from that at all. It never even dawned on me to think about making Taekwondo a full-time career. And it wasn't until I joked with one of my instructors who was getting ready to leave and expand the world-class Taekwondo family to another part of the country, and I joked with him about me leaving with him to help him build this new school. And it was at that point that I realized that we need to find our passion and limit distraction. For me, Taekwondo was my passion. As far as distraction goes, it was somewhat built in for me that I was so shy I didn't get involved in a lot of different things, and I had a slightly overprotective mom that helped keep me on the right track. And I think back, and I'm so thankful that I was shy. I'm so thankful that I had a mom that cared that much, that kept me on the right path. To be very honest, I don't believe I'd be where I am today if I did fit in like I wanted to in my teens at that time. So at the age of 19 years old, I moved from Buffalo, New York, 1,000 miles south to Birmingham, Alabama, with just the hope that if I worked hard, things would work out. I came here with very little money. I had no family. And I came here with the understanding that I was going to live with my instructor and his family in their basement with no pay until we had students in our currently non-existent school. And they took good care of me, of course, but as you can imagine, there were some tough times. I remember one time my car broke down, and the only car that I could use was their family minivan that had 2 car seats in the back. And I remember driving thinking, I am never going to have a girlfriend driving this around. And the things that got me through those tough times was really a mentality instilled in me by my dad. And better yet, he personally lived out every day. he would constantly tell me we need to only give ourselves two options. We need to work hard or harder, and that's it. Not just for the things that we enjoy, not for the things that we want to accomplish and achieve, but put that into your personality, into your DNA, into everything that we do. The neat thing about hard work is it's satisfying. Even when things don't work out the way you want them to. When you know you give your heart, your soul 100% effort, even if it isn't the result that you want, there's still that satisfaction. But the times when it doesn't work out and you didn't give everything, and you think, what if I gave that extra 5 or 10%? Those what ifs can be haunting. With that mentality, I worked hard to help open this school. And then at the age of 25 years old, I had the opportunity to purchase a school from my instructor, and I went in debt with the right people to make it happen. And I worked as hard as I could. The phrase that comes to mind is I burned the candle from both ends. And within 1 year of owning the school, we almost tripled the amount of students that we had in our school. And with that success, I learned that we need to constantly be trying to upgrade our problems. And with that, there comes a certain understanding that we're always going to have problems. There's always going to be challenges in our life. There's always going to be things that we're stressed out about. And we need to do everything in our power to overcome the things that are in front of us so we can get on to bigger and better problems. For me, when I took over the school, I was stressed out at 25 years old having to pay a $7,000 a month rent check to the landlord. I was stressed out about hiring 2 15-year-old instructors and how I was going to pay them. Now, I'm still stressed out, but I think about how I can provide for my team of 16 instructors to the best of my ability. And now I get to stress out about where my second location is going to be for our students of the community. So currently, at the age of 32 years old, me and my wife, Jessica, we own and operate one of the single largest martial arts schools in the entire country. We teach 450 students in one facility. And as much business success as I've had, to me, especially thinking back to the tiny kid with a bad haircut, glasses, stuttering problem with low self-esteem, and thinking about the honor and opportunity that I have to work with students that come into my school and how I get to try to instill focus and confidence into the kids that might be getting bullied at school, are diagnosed with ADHD, have a variety of things that are the reason why they come to us, is true success. To sum up this philosophy very well, one of my favorite authors, Zig Ziglar, has a quote that says, we can have everything we want in our life as long as we help enough people achieve what they want. For me, the question that I would challenge everyone with is asking yourself, are you impacting enough people the right way? And if not, what are we going to do about it? Thank you.